And we found a tone, and he joined as a session singer also. So actually, at the time, both Billy and Maniac was doing sessions singing for Mayhem.
In April of 1986, they had their first gig in Ski, and now the band began to take shape, and Mayhem's name was in hundreds of underground magazines worldwide.
The concert is special in the way that it's recorded. It's on YouTube. I've seen it there. It's the first time that the black metal expression, as I know it, was exposed on stage, and pretty bad, of course. A lot of loose ends. There were no pig's heads or anything on that stage, but it was crosses and was red light. It was aggression. It was the makeup, everything. Of course, Øystein showed his ass to the audience, which is a classic.
1987 was the year that Mayhem was truly to arrive onto the metal scene, with the self-released mini-album Death Crush. The young guitarist, Euronymous, went to Germany again, this time to track down Konrad Schnitzler, a musician from Tangerine Dream who wrote music for several horror movies. Sleeping outside Schnitzler's apartment, he was eventually invited in. He was amazed that a young kid with bullets and wristbands was heavily into his music. Schnitzler later sent Mayhem a piece of music that they could use on the Death Crush album. Still, 20 years later, the piece Sylvester Anfang is instantly recognizable as the Mayhem introduction.
So I think that Death Crush was very primitive, but it was something there, you know. We had our own sound, we had our own expression, and just been building on that ever since.
Supposed to be red, and it was supposed to be, you know, kind of cool. Came back pink, and with lots of missing stuff. So we had to sit down, and it was just 1,000 copies, of course, so it wasn't that much. But it was some nights we were sitting there, and of course, Øystein was the steady hand, so he filled in all the things that didn't. That needed to be aligned with the printed stuff, and then we numbered it all because, well, we're sitting there with each second. Let's give it a number. So that's why the first thousands are numbered, and we actually pressed the vinyl, yes, yeah, in Sweden. So we sent down the tape there. We did the whole recording through a weekend or 2 weekends in a cheap studio with a producer that's I think he's mainly done pop music at the time. I mean, we're talking the time where Stock, Gator and Waterman was, you know, dominating the pop world, and he was producing that kind of music. He didn't understand shit. So it was kind of low budget thing. And looking back at it, maybe that was a good thing. Maybe it was a good thing we didn't have that much money. After so many years, and I was doing a lot of things. I wasn't just a drummer in Mayhem, I did other stuff too. And to me, Mayhem was the main band. That was where I developed myself. But after so many years, and we're returning 18, it was about time to do some decision. I felt like Death Crush was an artistic success. To me, that was more than enough. I was never interested in being a rock star. I was never interested in touring around Europe. And besides, at that point, who knew what Mayhem could be? Or we didn't know anything. Actually, the only thing we knew was that there was a lot of people around the world that really liked us. And we had fans down in Japan who had tattooed Mayhem logo on their shoulder blades, but we thought that they were kind of crazy people. We never thought that black metal as such should become what it later became as a genre. It was the end of a long journey, as I said. It was, you can imagine, you've been working on the same songs, and there's not many of them, but it's the same songs that you've been working for 3 or 4 years, every night. And we're not that Christian, so we did have a rehearsal on Christmas Day too. You know, it was every day, every available time, it was Mayhem.
We continue rehearse with our vocalist. Then MANHEIM choose to quit the band, and we got Hellhammer on drums, 1988. At the same time, we got in touch with a Swede called Pelle from a band called Morbid.